What's up, everyone? Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the live stream. All right, guys. Hope you guys had a good week. Hope you guys had a good week. Okay, so I have a bunch of videos on the docket tonight. So I have a bunch to react to. So why not get started? Let's get started. Let's get the blood rolling with a TikTok video. All right, let's check out this video.
I've been with my husband for almost 20 years, but about 3 years ago, I was strongly considering divorce, and I want to talk to you about why. So I'm going to tell you the story of the day where I thought to myself, maybe I don't want to do this anymore. My husband and I had 4 kids. We both worked full time. We had been together for 16 years at this point. We've been together since high school. And on paper, I have an amazing husband. He is incredibly supportive. He's kind. He's loyal. He's a great dad. He's very hands on. He's an active participant. He's always present.
This is like a 4 minute, 5 minute long video. So I'm going to react to it while watching it. So at the point where she's talking about been together 16 years, um, been together 16 years, 4 kids. On paper, he's an amazing dad. And then she's gonna say why. I haven't fully watched. I mean, I've seen clippets of it, but I haven't fully watched this video. So whatever happened, she felt like she was ready to get divorced. This is the problem with women where they are 100% controlled by their emotions. You can't tell what's going to happen. This is why women want you to read their minds, because not even they will know until it happens. That's the thing where that is the dangers with a lot of women, where honestly they are so unpredictable because they are ruled by their emotions. They can be happy with you 1 second, hating you the next. You can be an amazing person, but you know what? If she doesn't have the vibe, you made her mad, whatever, boom, she wants you gone. So this is the erraticness of women because they're so ruled by their emotions.
On paper, what else could I ask for? But in reality, my experience is very similar to the experience of other women. I had this amazing husband who on paper was great, but I was incredibly frustrated and burnt out from our marriage and from motherhood. Because what happens to so many of us is that we marry these amazing men and we have amazing relationships and then we have kids. And when we have kids, women tend to carry a disproportionate amount of the work in the home, the work of raising kids, and the mental load. And that is exactly what happened to us. About 3 months.
Carry the mental load and the work. Here's the thing. I know one thing. She's a stay-at-home mom. She's a stay-at-home mom. This is why I hate a lot of women's rhetoric. I've said this before. I've said this countless times before. Most women, average women, they can't handle providership. They can't handle it. They cannot handle it. Here's a woman that we will learn. She's a stay-at-home mom. You this is a problem. You complain. This is the problem with women. Nothing is ever good enough. Nothing is ever good enough for women. She will complain about anything and everything. Anything and everything. This is the problem with a lot of women. Why honestly, I think nowadays, most women nowadays, they're ungrateful, they are egotistical, they are just narcissistic. They are ungrateful people. Ungrateful group of people. Because here's the thing. Fine. house mental load, the children mental load. Okay, then split it up. What is providership? Providership is to financially take care of the family. That is that is what I deem as providing. That's the thing. And I've said this before. If you not all calm down. What the hell? Who said all? Who said all? But here's the thing. I've said I think it's a good amount. It's a good amount. I've never said all anything. Okay? And and that's the thing. Where I said I believe most people it is better off to do 50-50, where a woman goes to work, a man goes to work, where they're both contributing equally. A man also contributes to the household, the chores equally down the middle, child care, child rearing equally down the middle. So there's no one person carrying the burden 100%. That is why I believe most people 50-50, true 50-50, not the whole thing where okay, where you're both working yet you are still taking care of the children most of the time and taking care of the household most of the time. That is not 50-50. I know some women are saying that, oh, that's 50-50 and they hate it. No, that is not 50-50. Where if one person is doing 100% or most of something, it is not 50-50. It is not. And like I said, I think most women, a lot of women, can't handle providership. I believe for average people, 50-50, true 50-50 is best.
After my fourth baby was born, I remember looking at my husband and saying, I need more. I need you to do more. I am exhausted. I am in charge of everyone and everything in this house. Every night when we cook dinner, you ask me what to make. Every day when you drop off the kids at daycare, you ask me what they need in their backpacks. I am the project manager of this home and I need you to do more. And he looked at me and he said, okay, just tell me what to do. Right? Every woman has heard this. Just tell me what to do and I'll do it. And I said, okay, something that would make my life easier is if in the mornings when I came downstairs with the 4 kids, because I do mornings by myself, the dishwasher was emptied, the dishes were put away, and the trash was taken out. That would make my life so much easier because when I've got the 4 kids running around and the baby crying, I can't be looking for their favorite water bottle in the dishwasher. I just need to know it's clean. And he said, yeah, of course. What? Yeah, I'll do that. That's no problem.
That's the thing. Yes, how people go about things is not 50-50. But like I said, you need to truly divide things. Divide it where it's equal, where it's not like one person doing more than the other.
And so, of course, he does it. But then I have to remind him, and then he forgets, and then I have to remind him again. And there was this one morning where I woke up and I went to put something in the trash and it was overflowing. And I went to get my son's water bottle and it was in the dishwasher with all the other clean dishes. And I felt so disrespected and unseen.
I do agree with that. When you have children, the attention is drawn to them. I agree with that. Marriage does suffer from it.
And unvalued at that point in time. And I remember texting my husband being like, what happened? Like, why didn't you do this? And he said, sorry, I was running late for work. And I remember thinking, oh my God, he doesn't see me. Because what he's done has now made
Again, this is a stay-at-home mom. This is a stay-at-home mom. If he was fired, hypothetically, from running, if this was like, let's say, a continuous thing, getting late to work. If he was getting late to work continuously because he wants to lessen the burden that's on his wife, and he gets fired for that. He gets fired for that because why would your boss be understanding? Why would he care that you are unloading the dishwasher and that's why you're late at work? Why would your boss care? So he fires you, and now you are unemployed. So now you have all the time to unload the dishwasher. And then how you can provide for this family? How would you provide for a family of 6 now? 4 kids, your stay-at-home wife, and yourself. How? I'm sorry, but this is the problem. This is the selfishness. This is the self-centeredness that I'm not saying all women, but I'm saying a lot of women. They only see it one way. They need a man to unburden them. They don't care if a man is burdened, if a man is stressed, if a man, they don't. They don't. Because here's the thing. She said it. Here's a man that is perfect on paper. The only gripe she has is that she has too much on her plate and he's not taking anything off of it. Yet the things that she has on her plate, she chose it. She chose it. She could have done, she could have done a true 50-50, not be a stay-at-home mom. That's the thing.
Me late for work. And he doesn't care about that. He doesn't care about the impact on me. And he doesn't see how every single thing in our home happens because I ask him to do it, or because I do it myself, or because I planned and organized it. The diaper bag is full because I filled it, right? I put the wipes in there. And I felt so frustrated. And I remember thinking, what's the point? What's the point of doing this with someone else? I might as well just do it alone. And it's not because my husband didn't love me or he did anything to
You might as well do it alone. This is the thing. This is the thing where a lot of women mess up. Okay, fine. If a man is not holding up his end, you might as well just do everything alone. Guess what? Now that you're divorced, you are going to have to go back to work and do all these things on your own with no help, with no. This is the insanity of a lot of women. Fine, you want to do things on your own? Go ahead. This is the problem where I see a lot of men will bend because they love their wife. They love the woman that they chose to marry and have kids with. Women will see the imperfections of men. Men will try to make it as perfect as they can for women. That's the thing. It's like it's this is the insanity that I see a lot. If you are unhappy, fine, do your divorce. But guess what? Guess what you're doing? You're not changing anything. In fact, you're making it worse. Now you don't even have a man to tell you to unburden you, to do on anything. Now you have to fully provide for yourself. It's just ridiculous.
me. And it's not because I didn't love him, but because I felt so taken advantage of in our relationship. And this dynamic, it doesn't happen by accident, right? It's not like my husband did it to me, but we've been raised in this society that tells men and women who they should be in marriages and what it looks like to be a good mom versus a good dad. And we know the bar for moms is way up here and the bar for dads is way down here. And we fell into these
Absolute disgustingness of it. I swear, it's like to think that her man, who on paper she says he's amazing, who's fully providing for a stay-at-home mom, so she can, be her influencer self, to say that the bar for men is down there. How is it? How is it down there when this is a man who has to provide for a family of 6? It's, this is a thing where we constantly said this, that the society downplays stay-at-home moms. The more I look at, view videos or listen to other people's stories, I find out that, you know what? I think we prop up stay-at-home moms too much. And we actually downplay working fathers. We actually downplay providers. We actually do that more, where we shit on men that provide. And yet we prop up women that are stay-at-home moms. And I find that honestly ridiculous. I really do.
norms. We fell into these
Exactly. All she's saying is me, 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 me. That's all she's doing. It's her.
roles in our family despite the fact that we never wanted to. And I'm lucky, and I say lucky because I have a partner who I know loves me and wants me to be happy and was willing and able to change. And so we did the work to figure out what equity looked like in our relationship. And I can tell you now, 3 years later, that we are happier than ever. Our kids are thriving. Our home runs like a well.
Let me say this. Happy than ever, maybe she is. I don't believe, maybe he is too. But here's my personal assumption, and this is an assumption. He's not. A lot of men will sacrifice their own happiness for the happiness of their family. Men will sacrifice their own personal happiness for the happiness of their wife and their kids. Because this is a man that provides fully 100%. Now he also have to take on the burdens of household and children. While all she does is make her videos and do half or part some of household and children. Seems like it's a bit unbalanced, but you know what? A man will sacrifice himself for the happiness of others.
Oiled machine. And that took a lot of work. I want to say it took like 18 months to get there. And it was well worth it. But it is not uncommon. And so if your wife is coming to you and she's saying, I'm burnt out by the mental load and I need you to do more, she's not just saying that because she wants you to.
And this is the thing. Yes, they're still together. Great. But like I said, yes, men would rather be married and maybe suffer or maybe be unhappy in a marriage than just be alone. That's how it is. And men will rather not get a divorce and do whatever they can to make a relationship work, even if it's despite themselves. Just how it is.
Do more chores. She's saying that because truly it can hurt your relationship. It can ruin your marriage if you do not participate in an equitable way in your home. And so what does that look like? What does it look like to change these dynamics? Well, we need to really assess in our homes what the work looks like. Because in most homes, the data supports this, women do a disproportionate amount of the work. They just do. They do more of the cooking and the cleaning and the laundry and the.
Yes, because they're home. They're home. There are more women that are stay-at-home moms than there are stay-at-home fathers. So you add that up, okay? You add that along with the statistics. Yes, of course, there's more women doing disproportionate amount of work. I mean, let's say we change that dynamic where women are providing and men are staying home. That will change.
The childcare while also working full time, and men have more time for things like their hobbies, like golf, for example, or just working out, running a marathon, right? And so we need to have hard conversations about what our time looks like, what our labor in the home looks like, what is invisible labor. We have to talk about these things. And when we don't, the alternative is that you no longer have a marriage, or you don't have a happy one at least. And so I share this story because I don't think I'm alone in this experience. And I want people to know that there's hope. And that if you have a willing and able partner, you can change this. You can absolutely change this dynamic.
I haven't watched a lot of this woman's video because I find her extremely annoying. But I saw another creator that did watch a lot of her videos, so I wanted to check his stuff out.
I've been with my husband for almost 20 years, but about 3 years ago, I was strongly considering divorce, and I want to talk to you about why.
Yo, what's up, Big Bars?
So I'm going to tell you the story of the day where I thought to myself, maybe I don't want to do this.
I already want to drink.
Yo, Apocalypse. I don't really think that they do more, really.
Can't you just have...
Yes, Robin. I find her annoying.
no matter what you do, you're just in for it. Just to give you the context, because I hate watch some of this lady's videos, she's a stay-at-home influencer, which means nothing. She makes videos about who gives a shit that will never help anybody whatsoever. And her husband is a 60-hour-a-week lineman, so he goes on telephone poles and almost gets electrocuted and works an actual...
A 60-hour work week, blue-collared man. Those are the type of men. Those are blue-collar men are the type of men that will sacrifice their own happiness for the happiness of their family. I honestly don't care what any woman say. Blue-collar men, not all, but in general, blue-collar men will sacrifice their own happiness for the happiness of their wife and children. So no doubt that man will ignore however he feels to do whatever to make his wife happy.
Job. She almost divorced him because even though they pay for child support, so she doesn't have to take care of the kids and she doesn't have a real job. One day she came downstairs.
She doesn't really have a. Okay, so.
After getting so fed up with bearing all the emotional and mental labor in the household, whatever the fuck that means, with the fact that he hadn't unloaded the dishwasher like she had previously instructed. And then she made a video about how she wanted to divorce him, but now he's been a good boy. Women like this will genuinely ruin your life, and there is no making them happy. It's not real. Of course, there are some lazy husbands, but we've gotten so used to like just blowing girls whenever they complain about marriages that it's become taboo to point out the fact that like a lot of the time they're actually not doing that much. They're literally just stressing for no fucking reason and then externalizing that onto their poor husband, who they keep demanding more and more from as if that's going to alleviate their neuroticism. And because they don't know how to shut up and he doesn't know how to tell them, it just ends up him being like a third grader that she's bossing around, and he's fine with it so long as he doesn't have to hear her complain.
I've been with my husband for
And I think that's the dynamic that a lot of men will fall into. Yes, women put the sisterhood first. Yes. That is the life that a lot of men will fall into. What's up, bro? That a lot of men will just like give up. Fine, whatever makes her happy, I'll do. And I've been there. I've been there where because we love the woman, we love our women, we'll just suck it up. We'll just suck it up, which is, I don't know if that's healthy. I don't know if that's great, but you know, that's a lot. Well, that's what a lot of men do. You know, we just hell with it and just do it. We'll just take the burden. We'll just, you know, sacrifice ourselves. So, yeah, you know, it is what it is. All right, what do you think? What's up, guys? What's up, my brothers? What's up, everyone? Thank you for stopping by. We have a bunch of videos. We have a bunch of videos that I want to check out today. So, I don't know if you guys seen it. You guys probably have. You know, there was a, you know, when Kevin Samuel was around, he did a video with Kendra G. You know, I do a lot of Kendra G reaction videos, and I think it's fun to check out the start of Kendra G. Okay, I think it'll be fun to check out the start of Kendra G. To be sacrificed. Yes, it turns into it's. This is why I always wanted to promote men to have more self-respect, men to have more love in themselves. That's what I want to do, right? I want to promote that, you know, because it's depressing, you know, it's depressing for a lot of men. Please like the video, guys. Please like the video. It helps me out. All right, so this is an old video of I do agree. I do agree, Robin. I mean, I love that, you know, you're not complaining. I never, you know what? That's the thing where I will never critique or say anything about people who don't complain, right? If you're not complaining, what is there to say? But yes, you're always learning. Life is always about learning. I do agree. Yeah, but you know, women still do. Women still do. All right, so like I said, I wanted to check this old. I'm gonna do some. We're gonna react to some Kendra G videos, but since I've reacted to so many Kendra G videos, I wanted to pretty much watch her start. Okay, where it pretty much started out. So let's check it out. Her talking with the Godfather himself, the man himself.
If that's the kind of man you would like to have, you just don't like that aspect of it.
Well, I would say this. I'm 41, right? So when I listen to the women, when I was in the 30s, when I heard the girls from up here, they remind me of myself because I was like, he got to have a lot of money. He got to take care of all the bills. That's what I was on, and I run in those circles. But what I've learned is a lot of those men just couldn't be faithful. So then I learned, well, that's my deal breaker. Faithfulness is my deal breaker. So I've been blessed.
So the question I have then is, because I hear what you're saying, but then I'm also like, that sounds good.
Okay.
Because you 41 years old, married, any kids?
Nope, I froze my eggs though, so I got a safety net just in case.
So you're accustomed to a certain.
Just like so many modern day career women, freezing your eggs. You can't do that indefinitely.
Standard of life.
This is true.
And if a man is making the median of what a black man is making, $42,500, he can't afford your standard of life.
So is that my problem?
See, it's the reality of the world. See, what happens far too often, especially in our communities, black women wait too long to get married. You wait.
This video, I love it because this video will show Kendra almost exactly like all the videos we have watched together. Imagine this, right? We've seen so many Kendra G video. It's like Kendra's up on top talking to a single woman. She talks just like all the other women. Yeah, nobody want Frozen. Yeah, nobody do.
Till you're too old. You wait till you have too much experience, and your experience and your income has gone up, and that is inversely proportional to your sexual marketplace value.
So can I speak to that?
So let me finish making the example because I hear women come on and say, you know what, that high value thing, I really don't want that because I don't want to have to share him. All right. But then are you going to be able to look at a man making $45,000 a year and respect him to the same level that a high value man would be respected?
I would respect a man who's hardworking, and as long as he doesn't try to minimize me in any way. Now that's the biggest thing. If he's okay.
To you, and you want a man that's charming, you want a man that's tall, you want to that is the problem. That is the problem. Women don't understand. For men, yes, a woman that looks great, cool. A lot of men will pretty much be, that's it. Just look good. That's it. So there's other men that, you know what? looking good is nice, but you know what? I just want you to treat me good. That is it. Just treat me good. Just treat me well. Just treat me well. That's it. A lot of men know that if you could have 70% of what you want, men are fine with it. 70%? Hell, if I can get 80%, I'm happy with it. A lot of women, they want 95 to 100% of what they want. If they don't get 100%, they don't want it. They don't want it. And that's the problem. And that's what makes things harder.
Then I don't have.
No, it's not. No, what I'm saying is your price is too high.
How is my price too high?
Okay. Well. First of all, you asked me, and I'm going. You're 41 and unmarried.
Right.
You're freezing egg.
By choice.
Yeah, that's no.
Well, no, I can say that I was once engaged when I was in college. Okay.
You no.
I just got.
See, this is what I mean. The engagement queens. You can't make this up.
No, I'm not. Listen, wait.
Stop. Don't overtalk me. No. I said if we could start giving black women credit for engagements, you act like that shit matters. I'm not married, but I'm not by choice. Unless you're turning away proposals of men of value and esteem, it doesn't matter. Y'all talk about y'all are unmarried when ain't nobody that you want to marry trying to marry you.
Kevin, can I speak to that?
No, because I haven't got to my point. Because I haven't got to my point. You asked me why is it over for me? That's what you asked.
But I want us to say one thing, okay?
Let me get to my point, dude. Let me get.
Okay.
I didn't even. This is why it's over for a lot of sisters too. Look, you can be right all you want to. Men control access to marriage. And one of the major reasons that older women are getting passed over for younger women is you're too masculine, you're too bossy, you're too opinionated. That works well in the corporate world when you're making other people successful and rich and fine, but it does not work well when you're trying to connect with a man. Why is it over for many women your age? One, because your income has risen. And females have evolved. Evolutionary biology says women want men to have at least what they have. The older you get, the more money you make, the more education you have, the more resources you get, thereby inflating your estimation of yourself. But that estimation is not your sexual marketplace value. It is going down.
This is what I've gotten a lot of women triggered, okay? When I say that they're not valuable, but I mean in the dating market aspect. There are women that are, as humans, more valuable than men. Women are more valuable than men as human beings. More valuable than men. But you got to learn how to distinguish that dating market value is different. Women think that their career, their accomplishments, their money makes them valuable. Yes, as a human being, it does. Okay, your accomplishments, your money makes you more valuable as a human being. As another person on this earth, yes, money makes you valuable. I agree. It doesn't make you valuable. Doesn't really add to your value in the dating market. Because women don't provide for men. They don't provide for men. So your money means nothing. It means nothing. The best it can mean is that you don't leech money off them too much. But here's the thing. Whether you're rich or poor, you still drain men money. That's it. You still, because you will still take. You still, whether you're rich or you're poor, you still expect a man to pay for the date. Rich or poor, it don't matter. I've seen it. It doesn't matter how much a woman makes. She still expects a man to pay for a date. Doesn't matter if she's rich. Doesn't matter if she's poor. Doesn't matter if she has a PhD. Doesn't matter if she never even graduated high school. She still expects a man to pay. So your money means nothing. Your money means nothing because you don't use it on a man. So at the end of the day, your value is your femininity, your beauty, your youth, your womb. That's it, because those are the things men you either give men or men benefit off of. That is it. Like a vampire. I mean, I would say this, okay? Robin, I say drain men. I mean, I'm not saying drain men, but it's like what you get, what you take, what women value. What women value is men's resources. Of course, women value more than just resources, but on the top of that list is resources. You take resources. And men do freely give resources.
Can I respond? I want to be respectful because it's your
Go
platform.
ahead. But do you understand that example I just gave? The inverse proportional relationship.
I understand, but can I speak now? Because I'm being respectful. This is your platform, so I definitely want to honor your rules.
Please like the video, guys. Please like it. It helps the video.
I just got out of a relationship in January, and I could be married right now if that was my goal. But I would rather be happy than just married to say I have a husband. And I don't think that should be looked down upon. I don't think that's my honest truth. You could, feel away, but that's an honest truth. I was in a relationship that he wanted. How long were
you in it?
We were together since last year, 8 months.
Okay.
And he was ready to be married very soon, very early on. And I don't want to be married just to be married. And I'm not going to live with fear and say, oh, okay.
So do you want to be married?
Huh?
You want to be married?
Excuse me?
Do you want to be married?
I want to be happily married. If I get married, it's going to be because...
Do you want to be married?
Oh, did he want to be married? Yes.
Do you want to be married?
I would be married if it makes sense. I'm not going to be married just to be married. And I don't feel like that.
Okay. All right. So again, I've asked you, do you want to be happily married? And are you going to be married? I want to be happily married. Ma'am, I'm going to be honest. I don't care about your happiness. I don't care about your love. Marriage is a practical choice. And you can make all these things you want, ma'am. And yes, you're 41, but you're going to be 50.
Yes. This is the thing where I do see it, marriage as more practical. Because here's the thing. If you want to be in love, why even get married? What's the point? What's the point of signing that piece of paper? I mean, you want the wedding, you want the party, you can do that without even saying that you got married. This is the thing where a lot of women don't understand. It is more of a practical choice to get married. It's the security. So you want to be happily married, you could just be happy in a relationship then. That's it.
Just like that.
I know, I will be.
So the question becomes, if you want to be married, I mean, let's be real. You're freezing your eggs for a reason. Why?
I did. Because I didn't want the pressure to just go out and get pregnant because of my age and my clock. Men have that.
Who's going to carry the baby?
I mean, if I can't carry the baby, then I'll get a surrogate. I mean, it happens.
So again, but in order for all that to happen, you have to have a man that you deem worthy propose to you.
Okay, and that's
hold on.
Okay.
That man, if he could meet your high standard, he could meet a lot of other women's standard as well. And here's the problem. There are hundreds of you, thousands of you. Why should he pick you over the one that can carry her own babies at 24 or 25 or 26 who are willing to get on his program, who don't have as many expectations as a woman your age?
Well, listen, this is what I will say. If he feels the way that you're feeling, then he's not the man for me, and I have no problem with that. That's almost that passive aggressive sign language. Can I ask you a question? Do you want me to feel okay?
That passive aggressive sign language, that whole, if he's not the man for you, that's I don't play that Tyler Perry Christian crap. That's not it. I don't do that over here. You can do that over there, but I don't do that over here.
Okay, Kevin, I'm being respectful. I really am. I'm trying
to figure out. You don't have to be respectful. Here's the thing. You being respectful is what you're supposed to do. You're not doing me a favor.
Okay, I wanted to have a conversation. I'm hoping we can have a conversation. So I guess am I at the ability to ask you a question? Is that fine?
It's about the topic, sure.
Okay. So what do you want me to accept? Because from your,
I want you to accept your sexual marketplace value.
Okay, so what does that equal to? So what are you saying that I need to accept?
Okay, what a sexual marketplace value of a 41-year-old woman is lower than a 31-year-old woman.
Okay.
Is lower than a 21-year-old woman, because if a man wants to have multiple children, he cannot have them with you carrying them.
Okay, that's true, and I don't want to have multiple children. So
But I said if a man
okay.
wants to have multiple children, I don't care. See, you keep going back to what you want. You control access to your body, and for a time frame, women control access to whether or not kids are born. But see, what older women, especially accomplished women, have a hard time is accepting is your value has a shelf life. After 35, you're at geriatric pregnancy. If you met a man that you found that you thought was the bee's knees and he wanted 3 children, you can't carry them.
Okay, but Kevin, I would say this, right? Can I just say that?
Is that true?
I agree with you. I'm not.
Either he would have to forego having the children in his legacy, or he'd have to go find someone who could.
Or it could be a man that might already have children and doesn't want children.
Not my example. That's not my example. That's a different example.
Can I just say this? I respect your insight. I really do. That's why I came on your platform.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna allow what you think is gonna be for my life to be my life.
I don't care if you allow what I don't know you, lady.
Right? Is that? Well, my name is Kendra. You said my name earlier.
Lady Kendra, ma'am. I don't know you.
Okay.
So the thing is, I'm not going to allow you to start getting upset because
I'm not, Kevin. I'm not upset. I'm not upset.
You came to my platform and asked me my opinion. Okay, so to tell me what you're not going to allow me to do, that's not necessary.
I wasn't trying to be rude. I was just ultimately.
But what would you call it? What would you call it? I'm not going to allow what you say to do what?
Because I mean, listen, I hear you, but I don't. There's plenty of women that I know that have had babies in their 40s, that have gotten married. And
one thing I would say is, this is the thing with a lot of women. I've said this before. It don't matter if I say anything on my platform. If I say anything that your standards are too high. You are aggressive. You are masculine. Because at the end of the day, your life will determine your outcome. Your choices in life will determine your outcome. Kendra G, after I think this was 4 years ago, is still single, childless. So really, your life has determined how it will go. Your actions in life will determine how your life ends. That's it. This is the thing. Opinion is opinion. He's giving his views. That's it. I've given my views. Men give their views. You don't need to be upset with it, because at the end of the day, you don't need to listen to it. When I've seen it, when women say, "Oh, all these men on the comment section saying that I'm too old or I need to lower my," yeah, so what? You probably do, but here's at the end of the day, you don't need to listen to them, because it's your life, your life. So how your life turns out, you're the only one to blame. But the problem is, a lot of times, is women then turn to blaming men. That's why men say your standards too high. Men give their opinions, because at the end of the day, men know that you will still not blame yourself. Women won't blame themselves. They never, if ever, blame themselves. When a relationship breaks down, they blame the man. When a divorce happens, they blame a man. When their life sucks, they blame a man. So really, this is the thing where that's why men say shit. Men say, "Oh, you have too high standards. You're a single mom. You're not going to get the man you want," because you're going to blame a man. So this is the thing. At the end of the day, so what, right? Your life is determined by your own actions. Plain and simple. So this is the thing where, yes, he's giving his opinions. He's not telling you what to do. You will do what you want to do. But how it turns out is all you. It's all you are. I've said this countless times. We do not have controls of others. No matter what I say, no matter what anyone say, no matter what Kevin Samuel had said, he can't control other people. The only thing you can control is yourself. You don't control other people. No matter what you say, no matter what you do, you don't control other people. Criminals will always do crime, even though there's punishments out there. So at the end of the day, you are your own ruler.
Their 40s, it can happen. So
I'm talking black women.
yes, I'm talking black
Yeah,
women.
1 in 4 black women were married. 1 in 4 black women were married in their lifetime. So you telling me about the aged black women who marry after 40 and have babies? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm sorry. That is, unfortunately, and here's the thing. If you're waiting till your 40s to marry and have babies, you did something wrong in your 20s and 30s.
I mean, well, I would say this. I focus on my career, which I know you feel could be something wrong. I have no regrets. I have no regrets. And
I don't feel like there's anything wrong. I don't feel like there's anything wrong. Let me go ahead and turn. Let me tell you, turn you people in the comment section up. I don't care what y'all think. I mean, honestly, I don't judge by what women want. If you want to focus on your career, do that. But see, one thing that women have not been told in this country is there's cost to all of it. You can't have it all. Men can't have it all. There are trade-offs and choices. If you chose to focus on your career,
100%. Stop with the fairy tales of thinking you can have it all. We have the problem with a lot of women nowadays where they think they can have it all. A great career, a great husband, great children, great family dynamics, great work and family balance, great. Stop it with that shit. This is why the years of provider relationships has suffered in that these men who provide, who try to establish a good career, make good money to provide for their family, they had to sacrifice time with their family, with their kids. I don't believe the majority of men who did that wanted to do it. These men would love to not work so hard, spend time with kids they chose to make. But that's the sacrifice. That is a sacrifice. And here's the thing, women have sacrificed too. So they didn't have the freedom or the necessarily process, I mean the feeling of freedom, of accomplishments, of focusing on your career, the freedom of going out in the world and doing things with people, whatever. So they had to sacrifice and focus on raising kids, organizing the household. Yes, people have to sacrifice.
I am all for that. Do it. But it comes at a cost of your prime childbearing years. I don't make human beings the way they are. So this is the choice women have to make.
I wholeheartedly agree. And I was engaged into my college sweetheart. I went to Hampton and I chose to focus on my career instead of becoming a wife. I have no regrets.
Okay.
And just as I hear what you're saying with statistics, one of my best friends just got married last year. She's pregnant, due any day now, and she's 41, and she's a black woman. So all I'm saying is, yes, you're right.
Here's the thing. Men in general are not saying that, oh, it's impossible for older women to have kids. No, we know it's possible. But we also know it's not a good thing. Yes, there are women that can give birth later in life or still have the ability to give birth later in life. It's not optimal. It will damage you. There's a high likelihood it will damage you and it can damage the kids. That's why doctors say don't do it. That's why doctors warn about doing it. That's why it's usually a high risk. It's like women have literally died giving birth. Women literally died during, like, seriously, why they say your prime years is for that? Because you are at your most healthiest. Your body is at the most healthiest. So yes, that is why it is better to give birth when you're young. So at least your body can handle it and maybe bounce back from it. I've had my sister and also my ex too. My baby mom. She gave birth when she was late in her 30s, and she had complications, you know, doing the childbearing. So really, that's the thing. She should have done it. Before me. But women to have the best uh chance for your health, for the child's health, for the baby's health, is when you do it when you're young. Men are not saying, "Oh my God, it's impossible to give birth when you're in your 40s." No, it's not. But it's not optimal.
Maybe the statistics aren't.
Yes, and it's yes, it's not. It's not also net. Agree, Elise. It's not fair to also have kids in your elder years, and those are the times where honestly, you should be enjoying it yourself. You know, you should be enjoying your own individual life. Your marriage in your later years.
There, but in my reality, in my worlds, I know women that
Anecdotal evidence doesn't change the fact.
Huh?
Anecdotal evidence doesn't change the fact. You know people like you. That does not change the reality.
Well, okay. I'm not taking away from that.
What I'm saying is, ma'am,
I'm just saying that.
listen to what we do.
Well, I feel the complications, and we don't recognize. Yes, it's part of, the health of women. It's like no one should be, that as a goal. Oh, let me push everything back, and then get married, give birth in my later 40s. No, that shouldn't be a goal. That like Kevin said, if you didn't get married or have kids in your 40s, your 20s and your 30s, and now you may, have kids in your 40s, there was something wrong.
Listen to what we're doing in the Black community. Take it away from you. Take it away from your friends. We're actually having a conversation about women having babies in their 40s. That's how warped we've become in the Black community, because we cannot get it together in our prime mating and marrying years. Because so many of our women value these so-called careers. Now, I don't doubt that you have a career, but I gotta let you know how many women I've talked to over the countless years who call their job a career. Most people have a job. Most people have jobs. Most people don't have careers. And it seems to be, why can Becky, Marisol, Mylene, and Anu all go out and have jobs and careers, just like Black women have jobs and careers, and still be able to spin that plate and find a husband? Why can every other race of women seem to be able to do that, but Black women are doing it at a 1 out of 4 ratio, and the next closest women are white women who are married twice as much as you are? And that's married to anybody. You're not marrying anybody.
Can I respond to that? I hear what you're saying. But I also think that if women are realistic and they are open to dating and maybe not always focusing on the money and maybe to give up some things on their list, it is possible. I know you said yourself, your mother got married at 50. There's people that do still find love in their 40s. And I just think that I don't want women to feel hopeless.
And her 3 sisters died alone.
Huh?
And her 3 sisters on the way to dying alone.
Well, speaking of dying alone, I had a mother who wasn't married when she died, and she didn't die alone. She died. Do you think Black women have been given the accurate message for life? I will say no. I will say no. I'll give you that. But I will say this too. There's a lot of things I do agree with you on, Kevin, and that's why I came on your platform. But I will say the die alone things. I don't want to give women. I don't think women should be fear.
Oh, I do. I think fear. I think it needs some healthy fear. Because here's the thing: when we do this whole coddling, don't act like it is what it is. No, we need to tell you smoking causes cancer. We don't need to tell you smoking.
That's why I love Kevin Samuels. I love Kevin Samuels. Stop it with the coddling. One of the things I like to promote is that I'm going to speak it. I'm going to speak blunt. I'm going to speak how I feel, how I think. Stop with the coddling. Speak the truth. I don't need you to give me flowery words. Speak your mind. I will handle it. Okay, don't worry about it. Speak the truth. I think we have seriously messed up where we should bring back being blunt. We should bring back speaking the truth, no matter how you feel.
Causes bait. We don't smoking makes you happy
Okay.
because I'm looking at our community. Black men are at the bottom. Black women are at the bottom. Black boys are at the bottom. You're the only group of women who stand out proudly saying, I don't need a man to make it through life. No other.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing that we're. I don't know about you guys. Okay, I'm gonna make a video about this. Later on. Right now on TikTok, we have so many people, black women in particular, talking about black boys are not going to college. Black men are not going to college. So why are so many black men not going to college? This is a thing where, right there, we are, in particular, and I think this is all, not just men in general, not just black men, men in general aren't going to college. But there are a lot of black women talking about the whole, why are a lot of black men not going to college? But I think the answer is kind of universal. Maybe you could go there. I'll probably talk more nuance or more specific because I have some opinions about that. But in general, we have created a society because women are doing better than ever. Women are more college educated than men than ever. Women are having higher job position than men more than ever. Women are making more money than ever. The rhetoric that goes along with it is that women don't need men. Women don't need men. So guess what? Guess what that idea are you instilling into your children? Because here's the thing, where back in the day, we knew it that men needed to provide. Men needed to provide. And guess how you can provide? Guess how you are going to provide? You will have to work. You need the chance to make the most money you can. And to do that, you need a college degree a lot of the time. So young boys were pushed down the path of, you are the future providers. So you have to accomplish more. You have to succeed. We have created a society where we don't talk about that anymore. There's no pressure on young boys to succeed, to provide. We have pressure. We put the pressure on women young women, to be strong, independent. Independent of what? What are you independent of? Independent of men. You don't need men. We have instilled into young girls, you need to go get the bag. You need to go get your education so you don't depend on a man. Young boys hear this, and guess what? Okay, why would I go to college then? Why should I get into debt, push myself, which is college is sometimes not easy, why would I push myself in education when I will go out there and women don't need me? Women don't want me. Because this is the thing. Most men will come out of college, will just have an average career, an average job. So really, he's even having a college degree and then getting a job from it, you still may not be as highly valued in women's eyes because you probably still won't make that much. So again, women have built a mindset where they don't need men. So a lot of young boys grow up and like, okay, you don't need me. Why do I need to push myself when you don't need me anyway? When you will reject me anyway? And that is a propaganda mindset that is being installed in a lot of young men, because a lot of young men will see their sisters or the other women being told, get your degree, make your money, don't focus on men, be strong, independent of men, so you don't be dependent on men, so you don't need men. And a lot of young boys was like, what's the purpose? What's the purpose of really working hard and then getting a job when only you'll get rejected or not wanted or needed by women?
A group or race of women is so bold to stand outside and say, put all the pressure of the world on me because I don't need him.
Well, I don't believe that. I believe men are very important. I love the black man. My
It's our
father.
culture.
Okay, I agree with that. Let me ask you this, Kevin. Do you think a woman, because I hear you talk about settle, and I always wondered your answer to this. Should a woman be with a guy who might be cheating on her, not treating her the best? Do you think it's better to have a man than to not have a man at all?
Yeah, see, that's a disingenuous question. So when you come in setting the table as if is the choice between a negative and a man, I reject that question. Why don't you give it the other way around? Do you think a woman should have a man who actually she can build with and partner with, such and so forth? Why come in assuming bad faith to begin with?
No, I'm not.
No. Yes, you did. You came in and gave me a negative versus having a man. And that means if he's going to do this, should she choose that? Why don't you give me the other side? Give me the good faith argument.
Okay, well, no, there is a good faith argument, but I just heard you say several times. I think sometimes women.
No, what I'm saying is, why didn't you come through the door giving the good faith argument? Why do I have to ask you for it?
Well, I think naturally, if a man is treating you right, if you find a Russell Wilson, what would be the reason for you to leave?
You mean an NFL MVP quarterback? That's the only thing?
We'll take the money. Or just a man, period, that celebrates you.
What I'm asking you is, I don't celebrate you.
You're
you're supposed to celebrate him.
But what I'm asking you, Kevin, is this, and I'm not trying to be combative. I'm just simply asking you a question, and I'm really trying not to be combative here. Is there some
You
women?
shouldn't have to try.
There's some women who date men who might not be treating them the best, and I always just wonder because I know you preach a lot about settling and being with men. And
I talk a lot about settling because that's what a lot of women talk about all the time when they really ain't settling. See, what I'm saying is I asked you the question.
Okay, I'm sorry.
One of the two things wrong in our community is one, so many of our women come into interaction with black men in bad faith. You assume the worst, the negative. Ma'am, go rewind this part. You gave me an example. Do you think a woman should settle for a man that's cheating on her, abusing her, such and so forth, in order to just have a man? That is a disingenuous French toast ass position. When you could have easily come in and gave me the positive, good faith. Do you think it would be better for a woman to be with a man who she can actually live with and cooperate with and build a life with, or have nothing? You could have made that choice to come in the door, good faith or bad faith. You chose to come, no. You chose to come in bad faith because that is the default position in our community.
Well, no, Kevin, let me.
I think that's a default mindset with a lot of women. I've seen this talked so many times. Oh, so you think I should just choose a broke man or be alone? Seriously, why does it have to be a broke man? Or do you think I should just choose a rich man that cheats on me or be alone? Why is it has to be a rich man that cheats on you or a broke man? Why isn't it just a good man who has a stable job? Why? And then this is the thing. There are plenty of those men. A man that makes $50K and is a monogamous man, faithful man, a man that's loving and respectful, a good man. There's plenty of those men. But see, this is the thing where they're not good looking and poor. That's the thing where women talk about. He's poor, but he's good looking. He's handsome. He's attractive. Or he's rich and he's either good looking or ugly. That's the thing where women see. Because attractive men don't need to put so much effort, but so they don't have, so they're poor, but they're attractive. Or the rich man, who cares if he's ugly or not? Who cares? The problem is, average man, he's average. Nothing special in the looks, nothing special in the finance department. So he's nothing special. So those men, even though that's a good faith argument, a good man with a good job that loves you and wants to build with you, but he's average, nothing special. There is nothing special about those men. The problem is, the truth is, those men are everywhere, but they're nothing special.
let me apologize if it came across that way because I
It's
actually
not no apologies necessary. That just shows you where we are in the community.
right. But what I'm saying is there are times though. Obviously, there's men out there that treat their women good. I know several. Men who celebrate their wives and they're good men. So I wasn't asking that question because I thought that's a no-brainer. If you're with a man that is treating you good and you can build with, of course you be with him. But there are times when women are dealing with men who are bringing them more sorrow than happiness. And I was just wondering if you think being a single woman in that predicament would be better off than being with the man who might be bringing you drama. That's all I was simply just trying to ask that question. There's 3 types of men. There's a man that treats you good.
All right, no. See, this is what we do too often. We do this too often. Acting as though women don't have accountability and consequences and the men they cheat. No, man. Okay, I'll let you go on for 30 seconds and you say a man should be celebrated. I don't know why black women come in and talk about men should be celebrated. You're supposed to celebrate the man. He's not supposed to celebrate you. What other race of women runs around talking about them? You need to celebrate them. What are we celebrating?
Well,
who's on top? Who leads?
Well, Kevin, okay.
Who's on top? Who leads?
I do say that yes, the man leads, but I have to just speak for the men that I know that are happily married. They celebrate their wives. They do.
All right. Okay.
But Kevin, listen.
You can okay, man. But who? Okay. This notion is toxic. It's toxic to like, yes, it is, because it keeps women with this overinflated stuff that they need to be celebrated to where asking women. Yesterday I had a woman on Instagram thinking that being a traditional housewife was tantamount to slavery just because she had to actually cook a damn meal.
I saw that.
So that's a woman that shares your reflection.
How?
She's black.
Oh, so it's my reflection. Okay, that's what you're saying.
Yes. So my notion, the notion, the way so many women talk as though you're some sort of god or deity that's supposed to be celebrated. The way we do it over here is men of value lead. Women of value follow them. You celebrate your man. You praise your man. What y'all do on your side is good for you. Hope it works for you. But more people on this side are winning. More people.
Yo, why? What's up, my brother?
On that side, got opinions and no husbands, especially no husbands they value. So if you talk about Russell Wilson, I don't know many men on this side that respect Russell Wilson, not because he married a woman with a child, it's because he's a simp.
Why is he a simp? Why is he a simp?
Because that's an entire program. And here's the thing. How about this? Because the men say he is.
Well, okay, as a female, then I want to simp, because if there's a man.
Well, then go ahead. Then you you want to have again, and thank you guys. Listen to what she said. She wants to simp. She wants to simp. She wants to simp because a man like Russell Wilson, who put Sierra on a pedestal, pedestalizing a woman is. I said this 3 weeks ago. Show me a culture or a race of competitive people where the women were pedestalized above the men, and show me a competitive civilization. You don't. Men's purpose needs to be pedestalized, not the female. It doesn't mean that this is a problem. So many women.
And again, we currently, we are asking, black women are asking, why are black men not going to college? Why are and women, like I said, men in general, why so little men are going to college? Because here's the thing, we are putting women's accomplishments on a pedestal. We don't care, in general, society don't care if men accomplish anything. Men are not rooted on, men are not encouraged, men are not pushed to strive for better. Men are not encouraged, men are not there's no proud, okay? There's no proudness in men's accomplishments because it's meaningless. So that's why a lot of men give up. Especially young men, they don't see the purpose in it. For women, we scream to the top. Oh my God, this woman is so amazing. She's accomplished so much. But men, crickets. We don't care. We don't hear or care about men's accomplishments. That is why a lot of young men are disinjected. They don't care about the future because nobody cares. Nobody cares about young men's future. Nobody. Neither men nor women. Nobody cares about a man's future. So that's why a lot of young men, yeah, they're not going to college.
In the black community want to be sitting up like this queen, and if a man is sitting up here looking at you, he cannot fight everybody else, compete with everybody else, and defend the world. Sorry, it doesn't work that way. And that's why so many women, black women, are by themselves, because if they can't be treated like the queens that they think they are, then they'd rather have nothing, and no one's going to stop you. Because if it ain't, because the problem ain't black men. It ain't black men because ain't no man marrying you. When it says 1 out of 4 black women were married, that means anybody. So your career, your job.
I'm doing well, brother. A decent week, you know, nothing special. How you doing, my brother?
Your accomplishments, whatever is walking around making you feel great and wonderful about yourself, that works well until you're about 55 or 60. Then what? What's about the rest of life?
Are you asking me that direct question?
The ultimate point is we get nowhere when we have women who still think they should be celebrated ahead of the men.
Here's the thing. The little tidbit he said, what are you gonna do when you're 60 and whatever? Here's the thing I said. If you ain't gonna complain, then fine. Whatever. Live your life. I've said this before. At the end of the day, we only control ourselves. You want to live the life however you want to live, all the power to you. I only talk about when you chose to live the life you want to live, and then you complain about it. The hypocrisy and the delusions of that. When I've seen this too, and we've seen it on Kendra G's show. We've seen it. Older women, the 45-year-olds, the 50-year-olds, the 60-year-olds, 70-year-olds, still complaining about men, still saying that they're single. Why are you still in the dating market? Why are you in the dating market at 60 and 70? Why? Why are you still in the dating market? That's the thing where I talk about. If you wanted to be alone, because if you're 60, 70, most likely that's the path you chose, to be alone. Then why are you in the dating market? And that's when I say some shit. Because I'm fine being single. If you want to be single, if you have lived a life where honestly you haven't got no relationship, so okay, stay single. Be happy single. But if you're not happy single, and then you complain about men, and then honestly, I will say some shit. I will say that yes, that is the insanity where you have ruined your own life.
Well, I think they should celebrate each other, and maybe we have
Who
to.
should be celebrated? Who should lead?
I don't mind the man being the head of the
What do
household.
you mean you don't mind?
Wow, that was the wrong answer. Like, I think if a man.
Okay, so who should throw the ball on? So who should handle the ball on the offense side of football? I don't mind if the quarterback handler. Who should throw the pass? I don't mind if the quarterback, or is that the quarterback's job?
Okay, I thought I was getting.
For me, in personal opinion, I think all culture to succeed, men's accomplishments should be celebrated. Men should be celebrated because I think for a society to succeed, men need to be the backbone of society. Because, personal opinion, men build society. Women need qualified men to pick from. Women need good selection of men to pick from. That's human. That's like animal mating mindset. Women need quality men to pick from. So I think society needs to celebrate men, needs to push men to succeed. But we have done things backwards. We are pushing women to succeed. We are pushing women to take up roles of men. That's the problem. We have pushed women to take up the role of a man. And then a lot of young men feel dejected from it. They feel useless. That's why that's why there's the incel thing. The incel men, they feel these are the men that feel useless. These are the young men that are directionless, purposeless, guideless. Because women have taken the roles that they should have worked hard to be in. But women are now propped up and pushed to succeed over men. So if you want a society to fail, yes, celebrate the accomplishments of women. Put women on a pedestal. But that does not benefit women, not in general. Because like I said, women need a good selection of men, a good selection of candidates. They need quality men, but we are producing less and less quality men. Guess what? We are producing more quality women. For what? I mean, like, I'm sorry. We don't need to produce women that have resources. We don't need to produce women that have resources because women are not taking care of men. Women are not providing for men. So really, women having resources does what for society? It only keeps women single. Women have resources so they can stay single without needing men. Men have resources so they can get women. Literally, that's the mindset. Women have gained resources so they don't need men. Men gain resources so they can get women. That's how you produce a society. That's how you continue a society. Okay? For men and women to be together. Yet we have produced a society where it's female-centric. And guess what? Female-centric means everyone is alone. A female-centric society means everyone is alone. Because women don't go for men below them. Women do not go for men that are below them. Guess what? Men would. Men would.
I think we're giving the same answer.
No, we're not.
That's the thing where Robin said it. Men must help men out. But here's the problem. You can't. You can't. At the end of the day, men don't do shit for other men. Men don't. In general, men don't do shit for other men. Men do shit to get women. Men do shit to get women. So at the end of the day, this is a thing where a lot of women don't realize they have a lot more power than they thought, than they believed. Women of old think that they were useless, powerless. But honestly, your power, women's true power, is in the control of men. Women's true power is in the control of men. Women's true power is in the is in how they are a man's world. Women are a man's world. Men do everything to get a woman. Men work hard. Men achieve accomplishments. Men make money. Men gain resources to get a woman. So men will only achieve greatness for a woman. Women achieve greatness so they don't need a man. So that's the thing where women don't understand that their greatness. This is the thing where I've always liked the whole quote where behind every great man, there's a great woman. That great woman is the one who supports him, who pushes him, who celebrates him to be great. I never heard behind any great woman, there is a great man. No. She's alone in that.
We're not because I don't mind. See, it doesn't matter if you mind or not. It's what it.
See, you said men need to raise men, but here's the thing. Who's choosing these men? That's the problem. Women have such shitty selection in men. Women choose such shitty men. They're not choosing the men that honestly of quality. Like I said, a lot of women, not all women, but a lot of women, their mindset is either an attractive poor man, or rich, whatever man. It's either rich or attractive poor.
It should be.
Okay, so the man leaves the household. I don't feel like the female can't have an opinion on anything.
Of course she can.
And
She's
I don't think,
valued counsel.
and I do think the man should be celebrated, but I also think, and I've witnessed it, men who hold their wives to high value and will do anything to protect her, and will say that they would not be the man they are without that particular woman. I had men, high value men that you call high value men, say things like that. So I know
And what do
you're
women say about their men?
saying. Say again.
What do women say about their men?
Oh, they love them. They appreciate them. They think that they're their king. So it goes both ways. They're celebrating each other. I don't think that's a bad thing.
Okay.
Listen, I appreciate you bringing me on your show. We're gonna agree to disagree on a couple of things. Like I said, Friday and Saturday.
Well, one way works and one way doesn't.
Well, I mean, I will say this. Maybe then maybe I live in some exceptions to the rules, because I'm just speaking on the things that
Yeah, you do. 1 in 4 black women were married. You do. And I don't know where you I don't know if you just look at my show Monday through Friday, that's the world.
And that's the thing. Kendra, it's like he said, look through his show Monday through Friday. That's the world. Kendra is now living that. She's pretty much doing what like Kevin Samuels do. Not exactly, but the whole caller thing. Her the what's the world is her audience, is the people that go on her show, not her exceptions.
Okay, well, Kevin, can I just say this one thing? I feel like you do give good advice, but sometimes when the women come up here, you make them feel hopeless, because there's certain things they can't.
No, I don't make you feel anything. You're responsible for your own feelings.
Okay, I will take that back. I will retract that. But I would say, if a woman has, I don't have any kids, but if a woman has children, and if she's a certain age, and you feel like there's no man out there for her, then what is she?
So if I tell a woman what the statistics are, and what the men and if I tell you what the men are saying, see, what you don't seem to realize is, if I had a drone follow me every day when I go out into Atlanta or around this country, how many men will come and say from high school to on walkers saying thank you for telling the truth, thank you for saying what I can't say. Every day, dozens of men. Can I take a picture with you? Thank you for telling the truth. I'm so glad. So it ain't what Kevin is saying. And see, the problem is, so many women are focusing on the messenger, the tone, or whatever. You're losing the fact that you're finally getting some accurate information that ain't telling you don't forget your crown, you're a queen, and all this other kind of stuff. Because all those people want to sell your books, sell your dreams. When you talk about leaving hopeless, I think many women who bought this
Or sell you an app.
This bullshit that these men have been selling, and then turn around and find out they're cheating just like everybody else, and ain't the men they say, then they should feel hopeless. At least I'm telling you, 2 + 2 is 4. Make a decision what you want, 2, 2, or 4.
Okay, well, first of all, you're absolutely right. I know plenty of men that speak your praises. Like I even said, there's things that you have said that I have agreed with, and things that I know high value is a thing with money. Men with money would tell me certain things that you do tell the people on your platform. So I'm not disagreeing with you there. If there's any disagreement that I would ever have, is just the accord of women, if they don't, they can't get married in their 40s. Or
They never said they couldn't get married. I didn't say they couldn't get married. What I say is you have to pick first of all, you're not gonna keep. I hate when you ladies do this. You oversimplify what I say, and then expect me to actually hold it. When have I told a woman that she can't get married?
Well, I know you have this thing called the danger zone, and
what does that mean?
Wants you.
What does that mean?
The danger zone is she's in a certain age bracket, like if she has.
This is a thing where a lot of women need to understand. When men say, "Oh, you're not gonna get married, or you're gonna be alone," and all this shit, it's oversimplified. It's oversimplified. Every woman, I've said this countless times, and I will always say this: every single woman, 99% of women, 99% of women, you will always have options. No matter if you're 55, 25, no matter if you're fat, no matter if you're skinny, no matter if you're ugly, no matter if you're pretty, no matter if you're old, you're young, whatever. Women will always have options. But to say that you won't get married, or you'll be a single forever, the thing is that there's an asterisk. Why? What is that asterisk? What's the footnote? What does that mean? It's that you will not get married to the man you want. You will always be alone because you won't get the man that you want. That's the problem. That is the meaning of it. Not that you can't get a man, because any woman can walk outside the door. She will have a man. She will have a man. Almost any woman walking outside the door, if she wants it, she will get a man. But it's not the man that she wants. That is why when you say, oh, she'll be alone, she won't get a man, she won't get married, she won't, it's because it's meaning that the man that you want. Because more than likely, if you're still single, you haven't found the man that you want. You haven't gotten the man that you want to commit to you. That is the thing. It's not that, of course, women will always have options. So that is not the meaning of it. Yo, thank you, Robin, for stopping by. Thank you. Love you that you joined the chat. Love you that I would love to chat with you again. So please check out my lives and stuff. Thank you.
Kids, if she's overweight, and if she's a certain age, you have.
So you disprove. So Kendra, you've disproven that you don't know what I talk about. That's not what the danger zone means.
Educate
me. So this is what I mean. You're a professional woman, and you're in media too, right? You run.
Yes, I am.
And you watch my show. I've defined the danger zone countless times, and you still are saying something it ain't. The danger zone is the years between 27 and 35.
Okay. Well, this is what I'm saying.
That's not it.
Okay.
27 to 35, when a woman needs to really focus like a laser on the outcome she wants. If you want to be married with children, you need to focus like a laser, because after age 30, by 35, you hit what's geriatric pregnancy. That's not Kevin. That's nature. That's biology. See, what happens so often is you ladies get triggered. You think you hear what I say. You're going to try to make the danger zone be all that stuff, and it was none of that stuff.
Okay.
You're going to try to say, well, you tell a woman that they're this and they're that, and I don't say that.
Okay.
Ma'am, you'll be able to go back. This is going to be up. You'll be able to hear what you said. And the fact of the matter is, I don't tell women that they can't. I tell them it's unlikely depending upon their particular situation. And yes, let me reiterate. If you are a woman over 35, overweight and with children, it is highly unlikely that you're going to find a man making 6 figures plus who wants to marry you. Because those men want something in return too, and they typically don't want somebody else's children. Now, is that meaning them hopeless? No, what it's telling them is you've made your choice to allow yourself to reproduce 1-2 times with or without the benefit of a husband, most of the times without. You've allowed yourself to become the physical shape you are. That's your responsibility. It is not this man's responsibility to.
Yo, Real McCoy, what's up, my brother? This is a thing where Kevin Samuels have helped shape Kendra G's outlook when you see her show. And honestly, he is pretty much challenging and destroying her mindset.
Lower his standards, settle, when he's had to work to become this thing. No one gave him this. He deserved to get something from this. But see, we're so busy trying to tell women that they should be celebrated that we forget to think about, what about your men? We need to start celebrating men, black men, and forget the black men. What about the boys? Fuck the men. What you doing with the boys? All these women with children, what are you doing with your boys? Black boys reading at the 4th grade level. Black boys are behind. Forget us. You don't have to like us. But what are you doing with your boys sitting next to your daughters? And more often than not, women are telling their daughters, get an education, do this, and so forth, and they're making their sons punks, putting them in Jordans and pink shirts, and making them son husbands. And they are raising the same men that you ladies complain about.
God, this is why I miss this man. If this man only seen how the world has turned or continue to turn, it is insane. Men are worse than ever because of stuff like this. Women are destroying men. Women are raising, like he said, punks. Women are raising terrible men. Yet they're propping up young girls.
prioritize it. Sooner or later, this old nasty, old bad, old patriarchy, you're gonna have to realize that it's the one thing that's made.
Exactly. They can't. They're not. This is the thing. They're not raising men. These are. They're not raising men.
This world evolve.
Sure, when you talk about dying alone, it can go both ways. Now,
see, that's what we start. That's what we started off today, right? That's exactly what we started off talking about.
is that bad for me to say that?
Yes, it is.
How?
Because this is exactly, you can't make this shit up, guys. It's always when it gets tight on women, we got to make it always go both ways. This overgeneralization. See, here's the thing about men dying alone. Men have always died alone. They've been called weirdos, hermits, loners. But men at least have the decency to leave everybody else the fuck alone. They'll sit in their cabin, sit there eating Hungry Man or Swanson or ramen noodles. They'll even go homeless. What do you think all these men out here are homeless? Show me groups of homeless women. Nowhere in the world where women are by themselves do they not require and demand stuff from the state. It's killing Japan. It's killing China right now. Women who are unmarried, living in communes or groups of one another, but then they're getting older and older and older, and the state cannot support aged people. It used to be your nuclear family, your extended family who took care of mama and papa and granny and auntie, but now you got adults who are choosing to be independent, making $60,000, $70,000 a year when they're in their 30s or 40s, doing decent, but they're not living high on the hog. But you don't have no retirement. All you're away for is one illness or one fall from being broke. So, dying alone, women don't sit around at 50 or 60 years old and not demand government assistance, benefits of some sort. They're demanding something on the system. So, men are still supporting you. And that is going to break a society. We cannot afford it. So, like it or not, ladies, when we start seeing homeless elderly women like we see homeless men, then women will start getting the picture. Because, like it or not, the coffers are empty. You can't not gonna just be because many women still think, yeah, well, if it get too bad, I'll just go to the church. I'll go to the Jesus house. What about when all that's closed? What about when there's no more resources? Where are those women gonna go? The same place homeless men have always gone. Outside.
Do you believe that marriage benefits men too? Like I know you.
Do I believe what benefits men?
Do you feel okay? And because I know I have to ask my questions very correctly with the words. So I know that you believe women, marriage is a benefit to women. Do you believe that marriage is a benefit to men?
Marriage is a benefit to all. It's like, yes. Marriage is a benefit to men. It's only women who don't see that marriage is a benefit anymore. Because women have grown so... Yo, Muhammad, what's up, my brother? Women have gone so independent, they don't see marriage as a benefit. Fine. But like Kevin said, you can't handle old age on your own. Guess what? Yes, the government is handling it. For men, he gets old, he can't handle it, the street is where he's going. Not the government. Men are not, as they age, the government, they're not as taxing on the government as women are.
Like, should men try to find wives? Like, is that important to them? Or
Well, it used to be. It used to be when women valued marriage and valued men, but today, more often than not, women value a man's resources and his ability to provide. That's why I stick in the high value area, because I realize that most women don't want a man making $40,000 a year. I asked you that.
He talks about the high value area. I like to talk about the average area because there's not enough light on average men. We have built a society now where we're talking more about the six-figure man. That's great and all, but that won't be a reality for most men. Most men don't make six figures. Most men don't. And most men to make six figures, even average men, you ain't making that until you're in your late 40s, your 50s, your 60s, because of continuous working. Because of continuous working, that's how you now establish a more higher income. But that's like later in life. And that's not for most men. So I prefer to talk about the blight, the difficulties of most men, average men, not the high value men, because that's not my area.
30 minutes ago. Would you respect the man making 40?
Yo, Israelite, yes, we have given them a lot of rights, and we can see how the war has turned.
$42,000 a year, and the answer you had was no. You
I
got
didn't,
it.
I didn't say no.
No, you didn't know. What you
I
did
did
not
not
do is
say
answer.
no.
I remember what you did. You did not
I
answer
respect
directly.
any man, first of all, that has a job. So I didn't say
Okay.
that. That's not
Uh-huh.
true.
But no, the answer was ultimately the lifestyle. Would
Well,
you be
you
willing to
said-
lower your
you
lifestyle?
said-
Are you willing to lower your lifestyle?
Oh,
Because-
lower my lifestyle.
Yeah, because okay, I'm assuming you make more than $42,000 a year.
Yes.
Okay, so if he's making $42,000 a year, he's only going to be able to pay whatever percentage of his overall income towards the mortgage, the lights, everything else, and even the car. So if you drive a BMW, what, he's supposed to get a bicycle?
So I'm supposed to get a lower car then? I'm just asking. Because
That's what let me explain. That's what a man would have to do.
But you said that men and women
so that's what a
are
man
equal.
that's what a man would have. That's what a man would be expected to do. If a man was earning more than his woman, the world would expect that man to get him a decent car and her a decent car. The world would look at that man crazy if he was driving a car that his income could afford and she was riding around in a Honda Civic and he was riding around in a Mercedes. The world would look at him all kind of craziness.
But see now, can I respond to that, Kevin? That's on the man to have more stability and confidence in himself, because if you're worried about the world,
That's not. We can't skip past. No. You asked, is it on me to lower my lifestyle? Well, if he can't afford to go, see, a man making less than you is not used to going to eat the places you do, go to do the things you do. So you're gonna have to forego doing those things, unless you want to pay for them.
I see what you're saying.
And
I
I
don't
know
have-
that,
I don't have
and I
no-
know, and I'm a smart enough man to know that comes with a woman lacking respect for a man. So we can play around this all we want to. You can say, I don't want to deal with a high value man if it regards sharing it with somebody. I would rather do this, but this man over here is not going to get high value man respect. And he's going to always know that this dude was really your first choice, but you didn't want to deal with this, and you're not going to put him at the same level of pedestal that you would have to put this man on to share.
And that is the great example of what women talk about. Oh, I could go with a man that's like makes less than me, but the insecurity. No, not the insecurity. It's the lack of respect. The respect for a man that makes the money you want is different than the respect of the man that doesn't make the money that you want. Women will treat men differently. Not because he's insecure, it's because you make him insecure.
Or honor him like they need to be. So honestly, is there any value to marriage to an average guy today? No, because modern women are not marriageable like the women of before. They're not. Modern women today are not ready to be with their mothers, well, their grandmothers and their great grandmothers were. They're not. I didn't make it that way.
I guess I'm gonna live in the exception to the rule area.
But
But
you
I'm
can
gonna,
live in exception to the rule, and that's fine. You can, at 41 years old, I try to do that too. But when I'm talking to people across the board, I don't do that. When I talk to 24-year-old women who tell me that they could not marry a plumber off rip just because of the title plumber, and she's a political science major, what do you want me to tell them?
my thought though that I built a career, like that's where I kind of get confused, because if I'm not judging the
Your
guy
choice.
for
It's
what-
your choice.
right? So if
It's
I'm
your
not
choice.
judging-
Okay, ma'am, you keep asking me, is it your fault? I don't know why you keep asking me this. Your choice. You choose the outcomes. Here's the bottom line for me and you and everybody. Relationships are reflective. You attract what you are.
okay, I agree.
So if the man you were with 8 months ago wasn't up to standard, you allowed him in your life for 8 months, 8 valuable months at 40 plus.
I'll be okay though. I don't have a problem in that area. And one day I'm gonna get married, Kevin, and you're gonna be invited to the wedding. And when I have my
You act
child,
like I'm sitting in shit like you act.
She's still not married, and he already died. So really, it's the thing where, like, if she get married and invite him to a wedding, yeah, that took too long. That took too long. He couldn't live long enough to see when she get married, which she doesn't. Which she's still single. This is like about 4 years ago, so she is around 45 and still single, childless. So this man couldn't live long enough to even see this woman's marriage, this non-existent marriage.
Like I'm sitting here cheering and saying that you're not, but what I'm saying is modern women's estimation of themselves, modern black women's estimation of yourself is you're more prideful men than average men.
I'm more prideful?
Black women are more prideful than black women, in my opinion.
Yo, Elk, what's up, my brother? I slightly disagree. They are the women their mothers and grandmas are. But since welfare was extended to single mothers, that's who is
My personal opinion, have more pride than most men.
Well,
Let me explain what I mean. What I mean. Because you ask a lot of educated sisters, the first thing you lead with is your accomplishments. That is a masculine.
Yeah, Kendra is more prideful. She is definitely. I've seen so many of her videos. She is more prideful.
Thing. When women, that's not a female. That's not a feminine thing. Go on my show. I got it. Where you think this song come from? I'm a PhD. I'm a PhD. That came from me asking a woman, "Where's your husband?" What? Husband? I would not choose to be. I'm a PhD. And the thing is, if the ultimate goal for so many of these women is they want to be in a emotionally significant, profound relationship, having their own children, these PhDs, these masters, these careers, especially when the truth comes out that they really don't want to have to pay significant bills after they're pregnant and don't want to have to pay but a small portion of the overall financial family load after marriage, then these careers and jobs are just ego projects. Because what you plan on doing is if you get the kind of man you want to get, you're going to jettison it for a period of time anyway, while everybody else is working. So these careers are ego projects for most. So if that's what women choose to do, great, do it. But then you come out here at 35, 40 years old and talk about, I can't find no man on my level. All these men are beneath me, yada, 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 yada. And then act like the problems with the men. No, you waited too long. Your price is too high. Your eggs is dried up. You're out of shape. Your attitude is not where it needs to be. And then you think somebody should value your socioeconomic status when it's actually your looks, fit, feminine, cooperative, submissive, the things it's always been.
Okay.
And I get to be the asshole that says this over and over again because everybody else wants you to buy their seminars and their books. I don't have a seminar or book.
No, again, like I said, Kevin, the things that you said on your platform, I have heard men say to me and talk about the things that they won't say to women. So I have.
You're already making up women in Colombia. That's why the passport bros are increasing. Here's the thing where, I mean, me and Y talked about it before. I would love an American woman. I would love an American woman because it's convenient. It's more convenient because we're in the same country. But I don't know. Dating has become so difficult. So have such a high expectation, so little return from it that honestly, maybe down the line I see myself doing a passport bro shit. I don't necessarily clamor to do it, but who knows? Who knows? It's just there's so much expectation, so little value for it. But yeah.
Heard those things. So that's why I said there's a lot of things I agree with. There's some things I disagree with, but that's life. And I mean, again, I don't want no smoke, Kevin. I was coming on your show.
No. I'm looking for a clip. I'm looking for a clip when I had a woman here from me.
Okay, you want me to hear a clip? Okay.
No. This woman that came on my show, and she's a successful woman, but she does hair here in Atlanta, and she made the example of when she's sitting there listening to all these successful entrepreneurs, executives, businesswomen in her chair, that they're all complaining about the same thing. I can't find no man on my level. But when you were 35 plus, you should have been out of the game for 10 years. See, what I'm saying is, for women who want to have a career or whatever, there's a man out there that you can make a deal with. But the problem is, far too many black women did not prioritize finding or being found by a suitable man. They thought they were told focus on this, and then when you decide you want to settle down, then you can turn around and go get one. That ain't how it works. Every other group of women realize that I need to find him in college, in grad school, early on in the process, and then grow with him up. But this is where sisters come along. You didn't find him when you was in school, so now you get to this point. You don't want no build-a-boo or build-a-bread. Okay, so you want this man over here. You want the man who's already in process on his purpose, that don't need nothing from you, who can provide for you. Well, guess what? He wants a whole lot. Cartier don't go on sale, baby girl. I never seen Cartier go on sale. Never seen Cartier go on sale.
Well, I do think women that make a certain amount of money or a certain category have to adjust some of their wants, because you are right. The market value is a little different. My thing, and you cleared it up for me, because I always thought it was you'll never get married and things of that nature. But you cleared that up for me tonight. That's why it's good to have a direct conversation. You never said it would never happen, but it can happen. And I just think that I just want.
If you were telling women what to do, would you tell them to wait till you're 40, or would you tell them to prioritize it in your early 20s?
Well, let me be honest. I'm a career woman, so, and I feel like my career is who I am.
If you want to be married and have children, what would you tell women to do?
You gonna let me answer? Because I would tell a woman not to have a baby until she's married. I strongly believe in being married before you have a child, and but I wouldn't tell her to do it out of fear. I wouldn't tell her to do it because.
What age?
I have to be honest. The age that works for you. When you feel
this is so vague. Give me a range. Give me a range, man.
Okay, well, let me say this. This is why I say this. I have college friends. Because Kevin, I want to answer the question.
This is why I'm gonna stop you right here, man. I'm gonna stop you right here, and I'm gonna stop you right here. This is why young women are stop coming to you, ladies. That's the woman who called my show last night, asking, who are you to be giving all this advice? And then this 46-year-old woman. Young women are stop listening to y'all because you won't stop. There's a reason that 32,000 people watching my show, and a lot of them are women, because you're not telling them the truth. You won't be direct with them. You won't just tell them, look, if you want to have your career, it's going to cost you. You won't tell them that if you want to get married and have kids, you need to do it before a certain.
This is how I'm going to tell my daughter. This right here. I'm going to tell my daughter like this. Be up straight with her. Like, be straight with her. Be blunt with her. That is how I'm going to go about it.
Age to have a better shot. You know better, but you won't tell them.
No. Let me say this. I was engaged when I was in my 20s to my college sweetheart.
I ain't asking about you.
Kevin, let me just give you, because I'm going to give you the answer. And I made a choice not to get married, right? And I don't have kids to this day. So I could say I have regrets because I could be married and have
What
children.
age?
That was like 25.
What age would you tell the women? I ain't asking about you.
I'm trying to answer it, but you won't let me answer it.
No, I just need you to give me the age. I don't need the background. Give me the age. They're between the ages of 21 and 50. What age, if you want to get married and have a family, what age should they start prioritizing?
You allow me to answer, Kevin, because
I'm allow you to give me an age. I'm going to end this conversation.
I know a girl that had a baby.
I'm allow you to give me an age range.
Kevin, right. Oh my God, it was nice talking to you. Yep.
This is why they're not.
Oh man, to close on Kendra, that's funny. What do you guys think? All right, so since we did that, let's end out on a Kendra G show. Let's end out on a Kendra G show. Good try, Kendra. All right, so let's end out on a Kendra G show. All right, guys, let's check it out.
That's how I'm doing to you.
Kendra, this is the second time.
The second time, what? And each time you call me. Why your eyes so big?
Because I can't believe I'm talking to you.
Come to TikTok.
Okay, sorry. I'm not starstruck. I am a little bit. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. No, for real. You just don't understand. Kendra, but you gotta stop doing this.
What am I doing? Because I don't understand.
I don't know how to do this either. This is the second time. This is the second time I requested you and you actually answered. But when I look cute and I want you to answer, you never answer.
Well, girl, you call me. What you want me to do?
I want to be your co-host.
Well, let's find you love, honey.
I don't want love.
You don't want love? Then
I
why you
mean-
keep calling me if you don't want love?
Because I want to
She's looking for clout. It's like just another woman looking for clout.
say hi.
Okay, can I ask you a question? Are your eyes real or is that a filter?
This is me.
Those are your real eyes? That they're not,
Yes.
it's not a filter eyes?
What's wrong with my eyes? I look high.
No, I thought they're real eyes?
Do I look high?
You don't look high. You don't look high.
What I look like? See, my hair is not done. I cannot be on this show.
Remember those doll babies back in the day? They had the big eyes.
Or yes, they're big.
There's no filter to the eyes.
Kendra, no. Come here. Come look in here.
Hey, girl.
Kendra, what are you? I am on the Kendra. Can people see me?
Yeah.
Like
Is your name Lisa?
it is.
Are you single?
I am.
Do you want to do the questions?
That's right, Russell. No filter. I'm sorry. I'm talking to somebody on my thing.
Do you want to do the questions?
Yeah.
Let's start. Okay, Lisa, where are you calling me from?
I am calling you from Kansas City.
Kansas City. How old are you?
39. That's
you
right,
really-
Pink Gang. No,
Are
I'm
you really-
44. I'm 44. Okay, I'll stop. I'll stop, Kendra.
44 and it's like you're 44 and you're this ridiculous. Seriously. I can see why you're still in the dating market. When dating is so easy for women, I can see why you're still in the dating market. Where you don't have a man and you're single at 44. You're ridiculous. You're absolutely ridiculous. I've said this before. Dating is easy for women. And yet, women are failing at it. Women are not succeeding. Why? And it's so easy. It's either you are attracted to shitty men or you attract shitty men. And or you just have a bad personality. And this woman is already off annoying.
Stop, because I really wasn't planning to do this. I said I'll stop. Go ahead. Come on.
So you're 44.
Uh-huh.
Okay, what do you do for a living?
What needs to be done?
Girl.
Okay. So I have a lab tech situation going on. Oh, it's my cousin. Hey, girl, I don't know. Did you see I'm on the Kendra G show? Put her on here. She needs. I'm about to invite her on here.
Oh, child. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, you're a lab tech?
Yes,
Do you have any kids?
I do.
How many?
3.
How old are your 3 kids?
Yes.
How old are they?
How old? 27 today, and then 2 12-year-olds.
Oh, twins?
Mm-hmm.
Happy birthday to your 27-year-olds.
Oh, thank you.
By how many men?
By 1.
You ever been married?
Yes.
When did you get divorced?
Because I want it to be fast.
Yo, renegade.
Are
You asked me questions. You want me to stop. You don't want me to tell you no lie, right?
So you divorced your husband because you wanted to be out here in these streets?
I did. Yep.
Well, how did
like I said, attracted to shitty men. She wants to be on the streets, and or just a bad personality.
She belongs to the streets.
44. 44. No wonder why she wants to go on Kendra G just for clout. Yeah, at least she's honest. I agree with that. At least she's honest. But this is the thing. No wonder why she goes on Kendra G just for clout. Because this is a woman that's just meant for the streets.
Did that street life work for you?
It did not. That's why I'm single.
So did you have an affair with your husband?
I did not. I wanted to.
So you got a divorce because you wanted to have sex with other men?
One particular man.
Okay, so when you got the divorce, did you and that man have
Please like the show, guys.
sex?
I did.
And what happened after that?
It was horrible.
Did you try to get your ex-husband back?
No. I felt a little ratchet afterwards.
When did all this happen?
About 9 years ago.
How long was you married for?
19 years.
So you divorced your husband of 9.
This woman is disgusting. I swear. You know, this is a thing where this is why men have said women's past matters. Past matters. Because here's a woman who married a man, gave him 3 kids, left him because she wanted to have sex with another man. And then didn't work. That didn't work because, oh, duh. And that is why it shows you that knowing a woman's past, see that this is why I honestly don't think very few women are actually loyal. I think men are more loyal than women, personal opinion. Very few women qualify for actual marriage and commitment. And honestly, hearing women's past, this is why knowing a woman's past shows you that if she's done things only thinking about herself, that is how you know it's a red flag. That is how you know she is a red flag. Because at the end of the day, the women that you deal with, if you deal with a woman like this that thinks about herself, she will gladly leave you if it means her happiness. She only focuses on her happiness. So if being with you makes her happy, great. But if that happiness done, or if she thinks she can be more happy somewhere else, boom, she's done.
19 years, all because you wanted to have sex with another man.
Yeah.
Do you regret doing that?
Yeah.
So what would you tell to the ladies watching? What advice would you give them?
Don't leave your man, your husband. You can leave a man, but don't leave your husband.
So why didn't you try to get with your husband back? Or he didn't want you back?
Well, he did, but I didn't.
Okay. So Lisa, Kansas City, 44, works in the lab tech, mom of 3 kids by her ex-husband, who she left because she wanted to be out in the streets. What's your zodiac?
You know what,
sign?
Kendra? Can we use a different?
That's what you said. You said you want to be out. I only know the things that you tell me. You know this. Here's the deal. Y'all know I only know what you tell me. So if you don't tell me, I don't know.
God.
You get your big fat ass on somewhere then. I don't deal with you big sassy ass bras.
Okay, so hi everybody. I'm Lisa from Kansas City. I was married for approximately 19 years, and I left my husband because I wanted to be out in the streets.
Okay. All right. And what's your zodiac sign?
Gemini.
Of course you're a Gemini. Of course. So now with all that being said, what kind of man are you looking for?
What's wrong with this woman?
I'm looking for a white man. White
Lisa,
man.
are you being a comedian?
No, I'm being for real.
Okay, why do you want a white man? Why you want a white man now?
Because I think they're a little bit more in tune with a sensitive atmosphere.
So no black men, just white men only.
White men only.
Okay, what else you want besides he got to be white?
Children over the age of 12.
So white man and no kids over the age of 12.
No, under the age of 12. Sorry.
White man and no kids under the age of 12.
No, I think that the Asian community is good. Gladly give her to the white community.
12.
Right.
Okay. What are your deal breakers?
Black men.
You're not trolling me. You're being serious.
Kendra.
Yes, this is the thing. I think did you say her? I think she said she had a son. Imagine that. Imagine that your own mom says, "What's a deal breaker in a man?" Him being black. Your own fucking mom. Your own fucking mom says, "What's the deal breaker in a man you want?" Being black. You know, this is a thing where sometimes you wonder why I'm more sympathetic for black men. I have black friends. These are the women that are raising black men. These are the women that are raising black men. They are damaging black men. They are damaging young boys. These are the women. What type of men you don't want? Black. I don't know if it's a joke or not, because neither is a good thing. This is what I'm saying. Why I feel sympathetic towards black men. Because here's the shit. You have a black woman saying, "What's a red flag?" or "What you don't want in a man?" I don't want him black. Yeah, that's great to have a mother like that. Literally shitting on your skin tone.
Now, I opened up the conversation telling you what I was looking for. Nothing.
Why don't you want to date black men ever again?
I don't, because it's just too much. Baby mama drama. Give me some more, T.
Girl, you a black woman who left her whole husband because you want to be out here in the streets with your vagina.
Are you judging me because I wanted to use my vagina somewhere else?
I'm not judging you. I'm just letting you know that you talking about black men and they gonna talk about your ass. They gonna say you had a husband who married you. You was a mom of 3 of his kids.
Amazing man.
You left your good ass husband to have sex with some man, and the sex was whack. So
as hell, whack as hell.
So no black men.
None. Wait a minute. Okay.
This is a 44-year-old woman. This is a 40-year-old woman. She has a mindset like she's 14. It's like, really.
Okay, you know what? Let's back up a little bit. I will take a black man, but he has to be from like Nigeria, like somewhere out of the country. No American men.
Okay, well that's easy. You want a man from Africa that you can marry and bring him to America?
No, I want to go over there.
Okay, well that you get a husband by the weekend.
Will I?
Yeah, there's a lot of Nigerian men that want to leave Nigeria and come to America. So you just go tomorrow and get married on Saturday.
Well, okay, I think that's what I'll do.
Okay.
But I would have to leave my kids here with their father.
Should this guy make a certain amount of money?
No.
You don't care about money?
Just long as he makes some kind of money.
All right, let's do the Kendra Cam.
Girl, what that mean?
You gotta stand up and we gotta see your full body. And you know
Doesn't she say she watched Kendra?
Already. Go ahead, stand up. Stand your ass up. We gotta see your legs, so you gotta move back.
You want to see my booty? That's what they want to see, my booty.
We don't want to see your booty. Just turn to the front. There you go. Okay. All right.
How was that, Kendra?
Y'all don't take anything serious on TikTok. Nothing. They don't take nothing serious on TikTok. You a whole
Nice
nurse?
booty,
Are you
though.
a nurse?
Kendra!
Are you taking care
Huh? What you say? I don't have any
Yeah.
patients right now.
of? Thank
They're
God.
out. I've already admitted them and sent them to their rooms.
Okay. When was your last relationship, Lisa?
9 years ago.
You haven't been with anybody in 9 since your ex-husband?
Yeah.
I thought you left him for another man.
No, I left him to have sex with another man.
So that was 9 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So when's the last time you was intimate with someone? You don't have to answer.
I can't answer that. Let me answer that for you. About almost a year.
Oh, okay. A year.
Yeah.
3 flaws you have to work on.
Being
McCoy.
serious. Being emotionally detached. And talking a lot of shit.
And why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
Because
He wouldn't. He wouldn't. I don't see any good qualities from this. She is disloyal. She most likely has an attitude problem. Yeah, she is not funny. And seriously, her annoying. It's like there's a laundry list of this woman is just ridiculous. Really ridiculous.
I am her.
Yeah, you're the one that will break up a marriage or to have sex with another man.
Explain why you're her.
Because, Kendra, I can't explain it. It's a vibe. It's my aura. It's me. I'm that.
Ooh, let me pull you up. So, Lisa, were you on the Kendra G Singles dating app?
No. I've never even knew you had an app. I just look at
Well,
you.
let me show it to you, honey. Yeah.
You get your big fat ass on somewhere then. I don't deal with you big sassy ass broad.
Yes, we have the app, people. So make sure y'all go to the App Store and download the Kendra G Singles dating app. And ladies, I got an exclusive opportunity for a speed dating event. You have.
I think she has it. I think she was using a filter because when she moved, there's something bit of, it's like kind of a flicker.
Have to be invited to, but you got to be on the app. Here's the app. Screenshot it.
Hold on. Don't move, Kendra. I screenshotted it.
Okay. Go to your Apple Store or your Google Play Store and download the app. Wait, want to do it again? All right, do it and smile. All right. Well, Lisa, we're going to go, girl. Download the dating.
I think she was using a filter, but yeah, I can see why she's 44 and single. What do you guys think? Ridiculous. Women like this is just really, yeah. What do you guys think? All right, guys. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by. Real McCoy, my brother, Mr. Sammy, Y if he's still here, Isaiah, Elk if he's still here, Renegade, love you, my brother, Israelite, I think J Miz, thank you for stopping by. Robin earlier, Elisa earlier. That's if you guys look on the chat, that's from my that's the chat from my other stream. Okay, I'm also stream. This is the thing where hopefully if you guys check it out, support me. Check out my other channel. The link is in the description down below. I'm streaming on this channel, my second YouTube channel, and my Twitch. Okay, I'm trying to branch out. Trying to get the word out as far as I can. So please, help me out whatever you can. Like the video, comment on the videos, share the videos, whatever you can. Check out my other channels. So that will be helpful. But yes, you guys are amazing. Love you guys. Hope you guys have a good rest of the weekend. Okay.